Ever pondered about the audacity of a man who dares to steal a Confederate ship during the Civil War? Well, meet Robert Smalls, an enslaved man who did exactly that. Picture it: Charleston, South Carolina, in the year of 1862, a city gripped by the chaos and conflict of the American Civil War. Amidst the cannon fire and cries of soldiers, a story of courage and audacity was taking shape. A man of courage. Let's delve into the extraordinary escape story of Robert Smalls. On May 13, 1862, Robert Smalls executed a plan that would stun the nation. Picture this: the dead of night, the air thick with tension, and the only sounds are the lapping waves against the hull of the CSS Planter, a Confederate transport ship. Robert Smalls, a man enslaved since birth, stands at the helm with a crew of fellow slaves, their hearts pounding in their chests. Their mission? To commandeer this ship and sail it to freedom. Smalls, a man of extraordinary courage and cunning, had observed the ship's white captain closely. He had studied his mannerisms, his routines, his habits. Now he would use this knowledge to impersonate him, to navigate the heavily fortified Charleston harbor undetected. Imagine the intensity of that moment. The darkness enveloping them, the ship cutting through the water, the city's lights twinkling in the distance. Every sound, every movement could mean discovery. They were playing a high-stakes game, a deadly dance with fate. If they were caught, they knew the punishment would be swift and brutal: death. But they pressed on, their resolve unwavering. The ship moved past fort after fort, slipping through the Confederate defenses. Smalls, in his audacious role, saluted the Confederate soldiers manning the forts just as the captain would, duping them into believing all was as it should be. Their daring escape was not just for their freedom, but for the greater good. They were carrying invaluable information about the Confederate defenses, information that would prove crucial to the Union forces. As dawn broke, they reached the Union blockade. Their hearts no longer pounded with fear, but with the exhilarating realization of their achievement. They had done what many would have deemed impossible. Against all odds, they made it to the Union blockade, bringing along invaluable information about the Confederate defenses. So, they escaped, but what's the magnitude of this daring feat? Let's recap. Robert Smalls and his crew, in a bold act of defiance, commandeered a Confederate ship and sailed it to freedom. The implications of this courageous act were far-reaching, resonating beyond the immediate thrill of escape. Smalls became an emblem of bravery and resistance against the Confederacy, a beacon of hope for many. His audacious act even influenced the decision to enlist African Americans into the Union Army and Navy. Robert Smalls, a daring escapee turned war hero, forever etched in the annals of American history.